whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. And today I want to talk to you about a controversial release from Holland. The Turv Exloo Prime Whisky Single Cask 2016. Wow, that sounds quite impressive. Prime Whisky Single Cask. Anyway, Turv Distillery is founded in Exloo, that's in Holland, and it opened in 2015 at a cost of 1.8 million euros, and in July 2016 they released this single cask whiskey. Hang on, they opened in 2015, they released a prime single cask whiskey in 2016? Something does not add up here. But more on that later. This Dutch distillery, they also make other spirits such as rum, vodka, gin, Geneva, whatnot, and they claim to use a very innovative distillation process unique in the world, and also water that is millions of years old. They call it their own paleo water. Anyway, they also make whiskey, so this must be great whiskey, right? However, it is not whiskey. This is a spirit, a malt spirit that matured for only 3 months. Now, the Dutch authorities, they forced the Turv Distillery to take the word whiskey off their label. So Mathieu Smackman, the owner, he said, well, that's rubbish. That is very sad and narrow-minded of the industry. He went even on national television to claim that they can make whiskey in 3 months' time that is as good or even better, their words, not mine, than what is produced in Scotland that matures for 3 years, the required 3 years. A very bold statement indeed, but nevertheless they took off the word whiskey, and the packaging now does no longer show whiskey, it merely says Prime Single Cask 2016. So the word whiskey has disappeared, making this bottle perhaps something of a collector's item. Why not? Anyway, there is only one thing that I really like about this bottling so far, and that's the packaging. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I do quite like this packaging. It's a firm and heavy bottle, even though it is only 500 milliliters. Hey, what do you know? It's not a 70 or 75 as we are used to. No, just 50 milliliters. Nevertheless, the packaging looks very sturdy indeed, and it says here, and that's quite smart. So you've got some legal text on the backside, but it's double-sided printed. So on the inside, it shows, thanks to the small label on the front, it shows the contents very well, but also text on the double-printed backside label shines through, and that's a nice gimmick. We've seen it before, of course, but in this case it says, and I'll translate as I read, discover the smells of powerful malt grains and smoke, upholstered with a touch of oak. It even rhymes in English, so it sounds better in English than it does in Dutch. Anyway, so the Turv Exloo Prime Whisky, which is not whiskey because, of course, as you and I both know, whiskey has to mature for at least 3 years to be able to carry that name, that label. Everything younger than 3 years and a day is basically spirit. So that's what this is as well. But I was flabbergasted that the owner, Mr. Smackman, went on television to say they see us as a threat because we can produce whiskey that is as good or even better than the product that matures for 3 years. I thought that to be a very bold statement, and I thought, that was enough to inspire me to try it out. Now you have to know that this bottle is 50 centiliters. It is bottled at 43% ABV. And it costs around between 20 and 25 euro, depending on where you look. Right. One of the best whiskeys better than Scotch whiskey? I think not. I mean, it's not whiskey. But let's give it a go anyway. So, it's got this beautiful, bright golden color, which, truth be told, amazes me a little that it has already this color after only 3 months. That's 12 weeks in oak casks. On the nose. Well, it certainly is not whiskey. It's very grainy. I get some glue, some lemon peel, something that reminds me a bit of plum liqueur. But I also get some unwashed sports socks. I get some ham that's gone sour, cooked ham that you leave in the fridge for too long and you forget all about it, and then suddenly you go like, oh my god, indeed, this is sour ham. It's very raw and very spirity. It has no depth whatsoever. Well, on the nose, meh. On the palate then. Grainy again on glue, pine sap. Pine sap, that's what it reminds me of. But there's some strange off notes in there. Wow. Sorry, but this is frankly disgusting. It's not even as a spirit drink enjoyable. On the finish then. Let's just say that on the finish it is quite short on glue and sugar, and yikes, goddamn, this is bad. I know this may sound rude, but I think Mr. Smackman and his team suffer from delusions of grandeur if they believe that this is good. In fact, it's not. It's not at all. It's disgusting. Even as a spitted drink, probably one of the worst things I've tasted in quite a while. I mean, one, it's not whiskey. Two, it's not good. Not even as a spitted drink. So my suggestion would be to stay away from this. I'm sorry, there's just no other. I would be inclined to try one of your other drinks like the rum, the vodka, the gin, the Geneva, whatever, but after tasting this, I'll pass. So you made a bold statement, Mrs. Smackman, but truth be told, it's just not any good. And it surprises me that this product actually does sell. Although, I mean, there's a lot of places where you can find it, but truth be told, not my cup of tea by far. Oh, and on a side note, I just found out that Turv Distillery announced on the 6th of March 2017, which is only 2 years after they founded the distillery is now up for sale for 3 million euros. So Smackman did not want to reveal why he's selling it after only 2 years, but if you would care to venture, I'd say by all means. And that's all for this whiskey rambling. It's not a whiskey rambling, is it? It's a spirit rambling, and it's a oh fuck. Sorry, I'll cut that out. Let's move on to something much nicer, real quick. That's all for this whiskey rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's whiskey ramblings real soon. And until then, I gotta go find me a sink.